Hello gems, my name is Bushnell. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you stay long enough to subscribe. I talk about femininity, personal development, and mindset. If you're already part of the tribe, darling, welcome back. In this video, I want to talk about mastering the art of feminine small talk, and it was inspired by how much banter I had to make with very many people at an event that I was in that took 2 days. So these are some of the things I wish I remembered at that point of conversation, and some things that I applied and exercised, and it actually worked. So the first thing is having an inviting or warm body posture. So this looks like smiling, having open arms, relaxed shoulders, and even having eye contact, right? This is telling and signaling someone that, hey, I am open for a conversation. I am somebody who's open to talk. But if you have crossed body arms, you're having a resting B face, it's repulsive, right? And I've talked about this a lot, so I won't dive further into it. The second thing is being savvy on current news. Another thing that I've talked about a lot. This will help you add to the conversation. You're not just taking, but you have something to chip into the conversation. And you want to avoid heated or controversial topics depending on where you are. For example, politics, right? Or religion. And you can go for more neutral topics. For example, how AI is affecting the art industry, or you've noticed how AI is changing art. AI is affecting every industry, so there's always going to be something to talk about. The third thing is listening more than you speak. Now you have to accompany this with nonverbal cues like nodding your head, right? Listen, femininity is receptive. You are taking, yeah? And so you listening more than you're speaking is being in your feminine, right? And this is not to say you don't have anything to give, because I've told you earlier, you have to know current news, but this is just allowing the other person to find you interested in them. So instead of being very quick to respond, just listening to respond, try to listen to understand, right? Reflect on what they're saying and then respond thoughtfully. The next point is do not name drop or overshare. Now, sometimes I can name drop because of the kind of work that I'm exposed to, that is being an entertainment journalist, and then you'll find yourself probably saying you're friends with this person, and when I find myself, I actually just go like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to name drop, right? But what this usually looks like, it looks like you're trying hard, right? But when it comes to things like oversharing, you need to have an air of mystery. And it's also good for your safety. There are some psychopaths out here, and they can use the information you give them against you. And then this just helps you turn the spotlight on them other than you. And this makes you look and give off a feel that you're really just a vibe to talk to. The next point is introduce with 2 names and a firm handshake. Right? And I remember I introduced myself with my 2 names, and somebody was so impressed, and I then told them, you know what, a 2-name status is where it's where it gets at. When we mention some people's names, there are those we mention with 1 name, and there are those we mention with 2 names, and those you mention with 2 names, it's obvious. These are people who have status. These are people who you're supposed to respect. And yes, their name matters. And so that's what I started doing, introducing myself with 2 names and, of course, a firm handshake. This adds confidence and sophistication. And the firm handshake gives people and you a good impression, right? And it also means business, especially if you're in a business casual or corporate kind of setting. And then finally, ask a question. Now, this keeps the conversation flowing, and we're not trying to say that you turn it into an interview. No, it's just going to help you put the conversation going. And try going for an open-ended question so that, again, it can keep the conversation going. For example, what inspired your career choice? Now, someone will say a story, probably it was the wife, or probably it was the sister, as a problem they saw, and they'd definitely love to talk about something like that. So this is just some tips on having small talk, those 1, 2, 3 minutes you have with someone before, starting the meeting or the concert starting, whatever it is. And this one will help you leave a lasting impression. So let me know if you have any other tips on the comment section of how to have feminine small talk, or an embarrassing moment that you had because you are just so nervous or excited because of the person who you are talking to. Maybe he was really handsome, or maybe he was really famous, and so you got into an embarrassing moment. Share with me on the comments. I'll definitely love to know. Until next time, have a beautiful one.